What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Me TV Reviews. I am your host, Mo, and today, y'all, I am hiding in the closet because it's Thanksgiving. I'm just playing, y'all. This is why I normally record, but happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Friendsgiving, family giving, foe giving, however y'all want to give, all right? Happy holidays to y'all. Today we're going to be discussing Poppa's House. That's right, y'all. This is season 1, episode 5, titled Disciplinarian. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week thus far. I hope you have an even better weekend. For some of us, the weekend is starting just a little bit early. All right. So, anywho, let's go ahead, get into the synopsis real quick, and then we're going to get right into the episode. So, the synopsis for this one is: when Junior and Nina's son begins acting out, Poppa does uh doses out parenting advice. Y'all, what was I typing last night? Poppa doses out parenting advice. Also, Poppa suspects Dr. Ivy Reed may be flirting with him. All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we begin the episode with Poppa reliving some of his past as a kid, where he's explaining to Dr. Ivy over the podcast how he grew up fearing his parents because they would hit him with that, boy, I brought you into this world and I take you out too. You know, and then they give you that menacing look like, keep playing with me. Okay, today just might be the day that's going to be your last day. Not saying that it was completely right, you know, how they used to parent back in the day, putting the fear of God in you, but he feels like it shaped him into a pretty decent guy. Now, Junior comes down and joins in on the conversation, saying how that's old school parenting, but then Nina comes downstairs to complain about their son Trey, who has decided to throw all his toys and everything else that's on the floor away instead of cleaning up his room like she asked him to. And y'all, Trey talk like he ain't a kid. He talk like it ain't no sweat off his back, saying, well, she told me to get rid of it, so I did. You know how Nina be tripping. I was like, wait a minute. What? Little boy? How old are you? Now, instead of Junior having the same response as me, he tried the gentle parenting method and tried to talk to him about respecting his mama and doing what she asked him to do. And Trey he would do what Nina asked him to do. But he's got a mandatory meeting in a minute about GTA. So how about you do it, Damon? Again, little boy. Did you just call your daddy Damon? He did, okay? You finna go squat in the corner. And you finna hold some books while you do it. If I can't beat you, you gonna sweat it out, all right? So Junior being goofy him like he normally is, he lets this slide, right? But Poppa's like, oh, hell no. I didn't even know my daddy had a first name until he died, okay? And even still, when we went to his gravesite, y'all, he said, they put on the grave, here lies Sir. So Ivy jumps in and agrees with both of them that although Trey needs to learn some boundaries and limits, he also needs to know that he's got a safe space that he can turn to. And Poppa says that that's where it all starts, okay? It starts with Trey calling you Junior, calling you Damon by your first name. Next thing you know, that's going to lead to calls from Rikers Island. And he was like, Dad, you so old school. You don't even know. They got cell phones in there. He was like, yeah, how you think they get them in there? Okay? Hi, Packet. That's what he said, y'all. So at that moment, Ivy steps away, but as she's excusing herself, she rubs Poppa's arm. And so he was like, am I tripping? Or is she flirting with me? And Junior was like, no, nobody likes you like that. And he was like, man, I know what I know, okay? She is definitely flirting with me. I was like, so how you gonna handle this, Poppa? So just then, Nina comes back and tells him that Trey got in trouble again yesterday. And I was like, why are y'all just now calling though? Trey got in trouble yesterday for pulling a fire alarm at school. And in my head, I was like, ain't that grounds for immediate suspension or expulsion? Because hell, when I was in school, I ain't gonna tell y'all what school, but when I was in school, y'all, they was setting the lockers on fire. No lie, y'all. On multiple occasions, the lockers were set on fire. So Trey probably would have actually came in handy at my school. That was some heathens. Do you hear me? So then they sit down and they go over some footage that Poppa had procured. He has set up some surveillance cameras in Junior's house, right? And so Junior is getting told to give Trey something to drink by Trey. So Trey was like, give me something uh good to drink, something refreshing. I was like, what? Again, how old is this little boy? And if Trey can order you around like this, what do baby girl be doing? Because no, she running the whole house. So he ends up giving him some milk, y'all. Why did Trey spit the milk out? Like whole comedy scene, full-fledged, spit it out across the countertop. It was like, you call this refreshing? And so then Papa was like, what did you do wrong in the footage? And he was like, oh yeah, I gave him 2% instead of the whole milk. He likes the fat stuff. I was like, you know what? He said, no. You were being told what to do by your son. He told you what to do when you should be telling him what to do. I was like, are we just going to bypass the whole part where he spit the milk out and then you had to clean it up? Oh, okay. So we bypassed that part. But then he was like, I'm going to need for you to tap into a darker side, a meaner side of yourself, because Junior just don't know how to parent like that. Okay. He's not that type of parent. And so he was like, okay, you know who is though? Tony. Yeah, so Damon had he had came up with this whole persona, Tony Provolone. Y'all forgive my Italian accent, okay? Tony Provolone. So he created this guy because some dude was bullying him in school, right? So the dude had pantsed him, meaning he had pulled down his pants in front of everybody. And so he came up with this persona, and then he came back the next day and was like, hey, so you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do this to me ever again. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to pants you today. So he ended up pantsing him. And then, of course, Junior goes off on these tangents and he says that, he gonna pants everybody. You get pants today. You get pants today. You get pants today. He ends up pulling Papa's pants down. He was like, hey, don't do that. And so then he starts to talk about what happens when Tony gets really pissed, right? When Tony gets really pissed off, when he gets really, really pissed, y'all, he dances. We talking about like Grease dance, okay? John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John dancing. So he starts dancing, right? And then he was like, no, Tony is supposed to be more like Joe Pesci and Goodfellas, He was like, oh, okay. So he is busting kneecaps during the day and busting moves at night. Y'all had to see that scene. I was cracking up. When I tell you, their household had to be nonstop aggravation and laughs at the same time because people would just get so annoyed with just the antics, right? There is no way that you could put these two together and them not have like just pure laughs on set. The way that Junior be cutting up. Papa tries so hard not to laugh, y'all. So then he starts dancing again, right? And then he does like this move, but he's nowhere near Papa, y'all. He snaps his fingers and Papa's pants falls a couple more times. He was like, you know what? Get the hell out. Get Get the hell out of my house. They're going to have to come up with another method to parent Trey because this ain't working. So Nina and Maya, affectionately known as Mai, they are in the living room, and Nina is trying to get Mama to show her dance moves for this upcoming talent show. I think that she's going to be performing in. It's some type of dance thing. And so, y'all, I don't know how old Mama is, but when I tell you, she is so cute. She is so adorable. And so she doesn't want to show her mama these dance moves because she know that her mama is really critical of her, okay? And so she was like, I know that I can be a little type A plus, but I want to see what you got, okay? So I can show you uh show you some things, all right? Maybe I can offer up some advice. No, what type of advice you gonna offer up a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old? I don't know how old she is, but she's like about 4 or 5. So she was like, all right, whatever. So she ends up playing the music, y'all, and little mama does her little dance moves. They're so cute. And so, of course, afterwards, Nina comes over and hugs her, and she was like, but I've got notes. Now, before she had showed her these dance moves, Nina had told us, because I didn't know this, but she was a really good ice skater, and she almost made it to the Olympics, but she ended up getting hurt, right? And so she mentioned something about Nancy Kerrigan, who got hit with the pipe. And so, y'all, after Nina was like, I've got no, she was like, oh, I wish I had a pipe. Oh, shoot. They're so cute. So then, y'all, Nina ended up going upstairs, and she done came back down in her whole, like, ice skating costume, right? She probably performed in. And so she's trying to offer up Mama these notes, and she was like, Mama, it's not that serious, okay? I'm just wanting to do this for fun. And she was like, yeah, I know, but I didn't take what I was doing very seriously, and as a result of that, I ended up getting hurt. But I'm like, girl, she's only like 4 or 5 years old. Why are you projecting like this? So she ends up trying to show her some moves, and y'all, my mind just take off. She run away. So then we hop over to Poppa and Junior. He comes back to Poppa. Now, Poppa has been thinking about this whole, he's been sidetracked by this whole Ivy brushing up against his arm thing and thinking that she's flirting with him. Junior comes over and he was like, oh, so do you want to talk about how the parenting thing is going? And he was like, yeah, no, not really. We can for a little bit. So he ends up watching like partial clip where Junior comes into Trey's room, and he's like, hey, so do you want to clean up this mess? And he was like, I got about 5 more minutes on this game. Why don't you clean it up, Damon? And so then he shuts down the laptop, and he was like, see, you're not doing what I thought you would do. So he had came in with the Tony Provolone persona, and it still didn't work. Tough guy who? So he was like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be this man's father, because if you don't be stern with him, then life is going to be hard for him outside of these 4 walls. And Junior is trying to convey the message to Poppa that you might have thought that you were showing me tough love, but in the same token, that tough love caused me to resent you for how you treated me, because you weren't nice, you weren't loving, you were stern, you were hard, you were hard, too hard, okay? And so that caused some resentment growing up for him. But on Papa's side, he's just like, look, man, I done been in this world a lot longer than you, or at least half as long as you, and I've seen some things. I've seen a lot of things. The world is not a nice place, and so I'd rather you get disciplined here versus you go out there and somebody teach you in a way that you don't want to be taught. At least I'm doing it out of a place of love. Okay? I'm not going to intentionally try to hurt you per se, but who's to say that somebody out there wouldn't purposefully hurt you, trying to teach you the same lesson? So it's a two-sided coin. It's a really tightrope sometimes trying to parent. There's no guidebook to it. And so he ends up telling his dad that he resents him, and he walks away. He don't want to talk about it. So Papa is still trying to figure out what Junior just told him, how he's feeling about it. And Ivy is checking on him. She's asking him, is he okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm okay. You sure you don't want to talk about it? He was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But are you trying to do that reverse psychology thing? Because she was like, okay. And she was getting ready to walk out the door. He was like, because now I want to talk about it. So he tells her about what Junior said and how he basically told him that he hated him because he resents him. And she was like, no, those are two different things, okay? I resent you, but I don't hate you. And so he was like, oh, that's funny because I hate you, but I don't resent you. So she says, look, okay, when somebody you really, really care about that you love tells you something like that, that just gives you the opportunity to change the relationship. Okay. Yes, you and your son have an amazing relationship, but there's always room for improvement. Okay. You just got to figure out if you want to walk through that door or not. And so as she's telling him this, y'all, she's got her hand on his hand. And so he was like, what door are we talking about? And she was like, oh, you a big boy, you know. And so she gets up and she walks off. I was like, Ivy, are we talking about the same door? I was finna do Bruno Mars and the Anderson Pop. I'm not gonna do it, y'all. I was finna do the Silk Sonic. I ain't gonna do it today. So, um, so then y'all, Junior is having dinner with his wife and the kids, and they're sitting down, and my is talking to Trey because Trey's got this daggone controller. He's got this game at the dinner table. He's not supposed to have it because he got in trouble for pulling the fire alarm. And so then Nina, Trey tells Mama to shut up, right? And then Nina says, don't talk to your sister like that. And why do you even have that? Because you're not supposed to have it. And he was like, well, I know all your hiding spots. And so she was like, well, you're going to put that back. And he was like, no, I'm not. And y'all, he called Nina stupid. I was like, you know what? That's grounds for hopping across the table. I'm sorry. I'm not one to advocate for violence against children, but you need your butt whooped with stuff like that. So instead of Junior losing his composure like I would have, y'all, he says, hey, who are you talking to? He put some bass in his voice. Them balls dropped. He said, who are you talking to? I know you're not talking to your mama like that. Now you gonna give her respect. Okay, that's my wife. You ain't gonna talk to her like that. Now you apologize to your mama and then you go up to your room. And so he was like, yes, sir. He apologized to her. And then he went up to his room and mama is like, where's my apology? So then later on, it's time for their performance, right? So I thought it was supposed to be just Mama's performance, but it's actually hers and Nina's performance. It's supposed to be like a mommy-daughter dance competition thing. And so they're finna get ready to go out on stage, and y'all, Mama looks so cute. She had on her pink little dress with her big old bow and her bun. And of course, Nina had on her costume. I thought that this was like, she's performing in this costume, so Mama hates this whole get up, okay? She was like, based off of this whole thing and how this played out, I don't think I ever want to dance after this. Because you turned something that I wanted to do out of love into something that I have to do out of chore. No, I don't want to do this anymore. And so she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So then they get introduced to come out on stage, and Nina fakes like she done hurt herself just so Mama can go out there and perform by herself. And so she's like, well, I think I twisted my ankle. I think you may have to perform without me. And my mom was like, girl, make sure you put some ice on that. And she go out there and she do her dance, y'all. Good performance. So then um Junior Junior comes over to Papa's house, and Papa was finna get ready to come over there so they could talk. And so he apologizes for saying that he resented his dad. And so Papa was like, if I could go back in time, I would change the fact that I divorced your mom, because that caused you to live in two separate households where your mom was the fun parent and I had to be the disciplinarian. And the disciplinarian is never fun, right? So he was like, oh, what did he say? I can't remember what he compared it to, y'all, but then Junior was like, oh, it's probably like Guantanamo Bay, Dante's Inferno, that little place where the big guy was in Green Mile. Talking about Michael Duncan Clark. Michael Clark Duncan? Oh, rest in peace, either way. Okay, so he apologizes to him for saying all of those harsh things. And he was like, I shouldn't have said that. And Papa apologizes for being so stern with him, But now that Junior's on the other side of this and he's a parent, now he understands where his dad was coming from. And he tells him about having to discipline Trey the other day. And he was like, ever since, shoot, it's like he done did a complete 180. Okay, he cleaning up. He's saying, yes, sir, when that was your dad's name. Making fun. When that was your dad's name, so I do understand. And so um they get ready to hug it out, y'all, and then Junior says sorry again. And so he does Papa does the kissing thing that he did to Nina. It was so cute, y'all. I just love their relationship. And he was like, well, what was that for? He was like, sorry is a kissing word. And so then Junior kisses him. He was like, kissing is a kissing word. And so then they hug it out, and then Junior leaves, right? And as he's leaving out, he does his dance. He dances and comes on back in. And he was like, I take it all back. I take it all back. And he starts to dance again. I just love it, y'all. And that's the way the episode ends. It is so cute, so heartwarming. I love this show. I hope they get plenty seasons because they are hilarious. And I hope that they get some of the other brothers involved too. Get some crazy uncles off in there. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, okay? You can reach me at Me and You TV Reviews on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also reach me at My TV Reviews Podcast without the S on the end at gmail.com. Y'all please stay safe. Enjoy your holidays. And that's all I have for now. Oh, and before I leave, if you have any show recommendations, please let me know. Shout out to Tennessee. Tennessee. What's up? Okay. Let me know. Okay, so I have been corresponding with people that make comments and stuff on Spotify because I told y'all I can see them, right? So I'm not sure if y'all can respond back after I reply, but I sent a reply to Tennessee because she, or who they asked me, um, had I watched, excuse me, y'all, had I watched From. Now, my friend Toya, shout out to Toya, told me about that show a long time ago, a couple years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Didn't get around to it, y'all, because I was just busy, right? And then the podcast and then other shows, right? So then I actually started to watch. I'm now in the first season. So we're trickling through there. But if you have any show suggestions, let me know. Okay. Appreciate you, Tennessee, for all the love. I really do. Y'all keep corresponding with your girl, okay? Because I see them right away. All right. Y'all be safe. Have fun. Make some memories. Kick it with your people. Eat real good. And that's it. And until we meet over the airwaves again, I am Mo, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.